Through the Chair, if that's, I do know both applicants, if that is deemed a conflict of interest. I do know them for quite a while, but
it's up to the individual, Councillor Williamson, to...
I'm happy with it. I'm pretty easy with it, yeah.
So what do we...
Well, through the Chair, I guess the comment would be if you think there's a chance of perception of bias, then I would stand down, but if you don't believe there's a perception of bias. But it is also...
That's right. It's elected members' call. It's a common sense approach. If you feel that, I mean, it's just been said. So if it's no different to the general issue that most of us face in small communities, because we do all know a lot of people. But again, it's your call as to how you feel that any perceptions may be held.
Mr. Chairman, as item 15 has been taken off the agenda and it's public excluded business, will we be given a reason as to why it's been taken off the agenda?
In confidence, yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, Councillors, right. So, if you wish, you can join in the discussion, but you might not wish to vote on the item.
Probably not, because she actually works for me.
It is your call.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So we'll move on to item 1. Which is the confirmation of the council meeting of the 30th of September and 15th of October. So do we have a mover and a seconder that these are a true and correct record of those meetings?
Yeah, I'll move.
Before you move the resolution, I have a problem with item 21, which is also public excluded. I've had a talk to Mr. Green in regards to the sums given in regards to the increases in rent on that property. A month ago, the understanding was that Mr. Green would find out. As yet, that has not happened, and the gentleman concerned with the figures is not here today. So whether we leave that to the confidential part of the minutes, I'm not sure. Just that the figures given in regards to this lease increase, while there is an increase, are not as they appeared in the agenda of last month's meeting. That's why I want some clarification. While they're true and correct, I don't believe that the figures given for item 21 are true and correct. It is confidential.
It isn't confidential, so
this is shown as these minutes being.
So you'll bring that up in confidential, Councillor Polly? Thank you.
And through the Chair, I just had one point that I'd like to clarify in page 7 as regards item 13, the giant sculpture. It says in the minutes meeting notes that we decided to move the decision to a later date because we did not have time to consider it, which is true, but the other important reason was because the artist had not had time to move it either. So I think that should be included and clarified in the minutes.
So, have we recorded that? Yes, okay. Make a note of it. Okay. Right. Councillor Brennan.
I have a question on 1/2, very last line. Visitor spend per night was down overall. I could not find that statement anywhere in the annual report that was presented. And I wondered whether someone can tell me when that was reported to us.
Through the Chair, so this is the presentation that DGLT made, Mr. Salter and Ms. Freeman. Yeah, look, Bernard, I don't have that information in front of me, so I'll just go back and have a look at the presentation and just check. That'd be helpful.
I went through this a couple of times, and had I been aware of that, then the obvious question would have been what net impact would have occurred on the overall guest night increases.
Yep. So I'll just undertake to clarify that and come back.
Thank you.
Any further comments, councillors, on the minutes? Well, they've been moved and seconded. All in favour?
Aye.
Carried. Where are we now? Item 2. There we go. So these are the minutes of the Turangi-Tongariro Community Board, the Taupo Airport Authority and the Audit and Risk Committee. Oh, sorry, Councillor Stewart.
Very in the, it says that the Turangi-Tongariro Community Board minutes of the 9th of September, and they are the ones that we did in the last meeting and not the October ones.
And so these are the wrong minutes.
Yeah, they're the wrong minutes.
So these have already, those particular minutes have already been approved by Council. So we're just adopting the minutes of the Airport Authority and the Audit and Risk Committee meeting. So I've got a mover and a seconder for those two minutes. Thank you, Councillor Jones. Councillor Pollard. Any comments or queries on those two committee meetings?
Yes, through the Chair. I know this is just in receipt of the minutes with the Airport Authority. It has on page 2/9 my surname recorded as Kirk as opposed to Park.
Again. Okay. We'll amend that, Councillor.
Thank you.
Any other comments? We've been moved and seconded. All in favour?
All right.
Carried. Item 3, which is the Chief Executive's report.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We'll take the report as read, but I just wanted to highlight the fact that the ACC Workplace Safety Management audit was successfully completed this last month. That enables us to achieve a 15% saving on our ACC levies. Overall, we save about $23,000 a year as a result of making sure that we do achieve that accreditation. And the focus for the last month has very much been a focus sort of ongoing, and it will be sort of fairly ongoing for the next month as well, which is our 10-year plan and all of the work that goes on around that. But happy to take questions.
Councillor Cousins.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Rob, there's three questions I've got on what's in there. One was the Mochwapa,
Can you refer to the
3.6.
Thank you.
Bottom one, Mochwapa Community Footpath.
That's been completed.
Yeah, it's been completed now. But we still have an issue that Maggie and I have been on about in regards to the garage putting all its junk across the road on what is reserved land and access to that footpath. Nothing's been done about it. We have been on about it quite a bit.
Yes.
Can we ask that something does happen?
Absolutely.
Safe issue. Moving along to 3/9. Just, I'm not too sure if Councillor Stewart is aware, or maybe I'm not, but in regards to Turangi Town Centre revitalisation, there was a request put in by the previous steering group for play equipment in the centre at the back of the mall. I understand that has now been approved by Council that we're going to pay for all of the play equipment there, but we councillors aren't aware of that. So I'm not too sure who made the decision that we are going to...
There's some questions to the contingency that we have within the contract, and my instruction to staff was if we can achieve funding within that contingency, and therefore not changing the budgetary provision, then that would be the sensible way to go. There was discussion that that a community group were going to apply to the Turangi Community Board for funding for the playground equipment, which I deemed during that conversation would be ourselves applying to ourselves for funding in that regard. So, so I suggested it was a common sense option to continue with the project to get the playground equipment ordered, and if there were any budgetary issues further on down the track, that we would instruct our staff in terms of Cornelia to apply for external funding for those as well. So
officially there has been a release that we are paying for it, or not?
Not at the moment, that I don't think officially. I have spoken to a member in that community, in terms of Enya, who was pushing for that playground to be completed before Christmas, and due to the length of time that it takes to order this playground equipment and get it installed, it was looking likely to be February before that element was completed. So I basically broke a cycle that was going around and said, look, let's get this stuff done, let's do a project and finish it. Let me know early if there's going to be any budgetary issues, and I'm assured that it's highly unlikely that there will be. So let's get on and do it and offer a completed project at the time we finish the main part.
Very good. Make a happy community.
So that was what we tried to do there. Yeah.
Right, and just duty the.
And just on top of that, sorry, while it's on my mind, we're talking about $20,000 overall in a project that was 1.4 million. So it seemed to be remarkably strange that we were getting towards a project of that size and not knowing whether we had $20,000 to put towards a project.
Okay. And just the for community board member Vandera, his baby, this ultraviolet purification system at Stump Bay. Any idea when that might be complete, or?
I have no idea about that one. Would you know, Ramesh, about Stump Bay? Greg.
Is it Greg, is that?
Right. Okay, well, I'll commit to getting Greg to get in touch with you on that.
Councillor Park.
Oh yes, hi, I'm just through the chair. When will we see the Waihi Village project appear on these pages?
The water treatment plant
No, the connection.
Water reticulation.
It's through the chair. It's not actually our project. It's between the Waihi Village and the Ministry of Health, and once we are aware of things starting to progress, then definitely we will start reporting on it, but it's completely outside our control.
Okay, thank you.
Councillor Harvey.
Sorry, just to make a note, back to page 2/11 for the Audit and Risk Committee, I'm not recorded as being present, and I was. I just need to make it note. I keep being missed off. Can you add me to that, please?
Question? Councillor Jones.
Thank you. Through the chair to Rob, 3/2. Rob, just under policy considerations, you make there's some discussion on officers preparing the 3-year customer satisfaction survey through NRB. Do we get an opportunity from a governance perspective just to have a look at the scope of that survey?
In the past that hasn't happened. There are generally a set of standard questions that get asked by NRB. Gareth, would there be any opportunity for active member input?
We can certainly put that past you now for your information. So it is a standard questions that get asked nationally, basically, but so that you know the questions that have been asked, then we'll put that past you now.
Thank you.
Any further? Councillor Boddy.
Just a couple. First of all, on 3/7 in relationship to traffic calming at 2 Mile Bay or Lake Terrace, the annual report said the cost was $140,000, of which there will be a contribution from transit. Would that be correct?
Yes.
What cost of those new ones comparing with, say, the one outside the office here? Is there a great difference in the total cost? Maybe Mr. Lewis can answer.
Mr. Lewis.
Dennis?
Councillor Boddy, I don't have the specific costs, but I'm happy to share them with you. I could give you some approximate ones. The ones down at 2 Mile Bay have got some additional features like the railing that the ones out here don't have, but I can certainly provide their specific costs. I had reported earlier what the total cost was.
The reason I asked was that Rolls-Royce crossings needed in comparison with the rest in the town, as we are contributing to those costs.
Those crossings were constructed on the basis that they were in a 70k area, unlike these ones which are in a 50k area.
Thank you. The second question is also 3/7. In regards to the monitoring for the wastewater plant, the first comments were there on the agenda last month. It then goes on to say, it is anticipated that drilling of the test bore may not be necessary, successful/necessary. What's that actually mean? Is it going to be necessary to do it or not?
Through the Chair, we're currently negotiating with Waikato Regional Council about the necessity of it or not. The water table in that area is particularly deep, so what we're trying to do is ascertain whether it's absolutely necessary or not. That's why we can't be any more definitive until we've successfully concluded those negotiations with Regional Council.
Thank you. Last one, placemakers, whereabouts are they going? That's on 3.
Yeah, they're just off Crown Road. On our old, off Crown Road. On our old, well, it's between Crown Road and what the name of the road is behind him, Matai Street, is it?
Morrow, isn't it?
The new one.
Morrow Street, that's it. Yeah, so the main entrance is off Morrow Street. Yes, that's right. Yep.
Thank you.
Yep, absolutely.
The slab walls are up.
And just to update you, the UV plant has been completed at Stump Bay. They're just currently going through a commissioning phase to make sure that it works properly. So it's not functioning, it has been completed, and they're getting the treatment process working properly.
Thank you.
Councillor Jones.
Thank you. Through the Chair to Rob, thank you. Just in the monthly Treasury Management Report, it appears to me that our gross external debt figure seems to be increasing from last year. Can I have some comment on that, please?
I'll answer that, and if I get stuck, Mr. Ward can help me. We had 25 million that was needed to be refinanced in April 2015. A window of opportunity arose where we could raise those funds at this particular point of time at 4.335% and invest them at 4.69%. So it's like drawing down the loan a few months earlier, making $80,000 profit on it, and so that's why that everything's inflated by 25 million on both the investments and the debt.
Because if my memory serves me right, that figure usually just hovers over 15%, and it's
and that's the reason.
Okay.
It was just a window of opportunity. We thought it's worth locking it in because there was a positive arbitrage as well.
All right, thank you.
Any
Well, we've gone now on to the financial part of the CEO's report.
Yeah.
In regards to the, I think it was the Bonshaw Park water supply, it stated the expenditure is 62,000. But last month it said 65,000, and it appears that it's an unknown quantity what that total, what that actually going to cost that community up there, as one of those bores has not been successful. Is there any indication of the additional cost other than what was budgeted?
Dennis?
Since through the Chair, since the bore was put in, probably for the last couple of months, there's been very little expenditure against that project. We've been putting it on hold until we can develop some options for the future of that bore, and we're reporting that to the November meeting of Council.
Has any, through you, Mr. Chairman, any reporting been done to the residents of Bonshaw Park?
Not all of the residents. Michael Cordell has been in contact with some of them as he lives out there, but before we make a wholesale contact with the community, we wanted to come back to Council with the options.
Thank you.
Bernard.
Another question from me. 3/14, under the solid waste. I see that we received a full compliant report from Waikato Regional Council re the Broadlands Road landfill, which is great. But can someone confirm for me, please? I'm given to understand that the landfill was closed for half a day to a day due to excessive winds last month, and that there ought to or should be a system or a monitoring system which costs about $2,000 for wind monitoring and that kind of thing.
Stay there.
through the Chair, I'm not sure that I can answer that one directly. Certainly there are conditions at the landfill site when we do get excessive winds when the landfill is closed, and that's primarily to control the debris that's blowing around at the landfill. As far as the weather monitoring information, I'm aware that I think there is some budget for that, but I'm not sure whether that's been purchased or not yet.
Not as yet, no.
Yeah, but all that will do is confirm that when we do close the landfill that it's been closed at the right time for the right reason.
Whereas at the moment it's a guessing game.
A little bit more than guessing, based on experience.
Thank you.
Councillor Truman.
Just a little one, just on the Mangakino skate park. Great start to the project, I must say. It's really looking good. Just about the completion dates. So I think this just must be a typo or something to say that it's completed already.
What page, sorry?
Sorry, 3/24.
3/24.
It's just got anticipated completion date as the 22nd of October. So it's meant to be in December.
Yes, I understood it to be December. I think that's just a typo.
Yeah, it's a typo.
Okay. So any further questions on?
Very quick one, Mr. Chairman, in regards to the monthly Treasury Management Report. If I look at where the the red crosses under 3 performance, the 3 state performance of the TIL portfolio is marginally below budget. Since we were given these figures at a workshop in regards to the different shareholdings that we do have, how much further have they deteriorated since this was put together?
Through the Chair, the Australian market, where we, apart from our shares in Tesco, which sit in the bottom drawer for quite a period of time now, the Australian share market has improved since the end of that particular cut-off, 30th September, and all but Willoughby Parsons are in profit, but not to the extent that we will be selling the shares at this stage. So the equity position has improved. The fixed interest position is exactly the same because we've done no new fixed interest investments apart from the $25 million one since then.
With the Tesco's, which is the UK, the figures we were given was 893,000 loss. As of the 25th of this month, Tesco's have now had another quite a large downgrade. They're almost in junk status. When are we going to be able to, as a council, debate whether we play the share market or not with ratepayer funds?
You have a Treasury Management Policy which has a investment strategy as part of that Treasury Management Policy. The Treasury Management Policy forms part of the LTP process, and if Council wishes to change the investment strategy, then that is the opportunity that they have.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry.
Chairman. Thank you, Alan, and thank you for the information you sent through last week as well. Just on that Tesco issue, though, are we still buying further shares? I know we keep adding to our portfolio while our shares are down in value. We keep adding to it. Are we intent on buying any more?
We have not added to our Tesco holding for some period of time now. We did purchase some to reduce the average cost of the holding, but that was before they got into trouble. But you know, Tesco's is a major supermarket chain in the UK, and hopefully at some stage it'll come right.
So further that then, Mr. Chairman, what about if we go to New Zealand shares again, Hellison Glassons, we had a 98,000 loss. Have those shares come back?
Hellestein Glassons closed on Friday about $3.35. So the loss on those has reduced to, I think it's about 85,000.
So they're not affected by the 23% fall in annual profit?
Everything has an up and down. Any portfolio, whether it's shares or whether it's property, and a couple of the councillors here are very much in that particular game, has fluctuations.
Any further questions? Councillor Jones.
Thank you. Just on 3/20, we have a discussion on the Waitahanui water treatment plant upgrade, but we haven't debated that topic yet. It's further on in the agenda, or am I just reading this incorrectly?
Yeah, that item is on the agenda later.
Yeah.
It just seems a bit
It is.
preemptive.
It is on the agenda later.
Should it be there?
Well, it is one of the... It just doesn't have a commencement date yet.
Okay. All right. No, it just was quite confusing. We haven't discussed it yet.
All right, any further questions, councillors, on the CEO's report and the project performance report and the Treasurer's management report and also the financial performance report? Is there any further questions? If so, could I have a mover and a seconder, please? Thank you, Bernard. Thank you, Kirsty. All in favour?
Aye.
All right.
Okay.